All right, let's talk about the RH group a little bit more because it has some unique features. There's a lot of different types of them. All of them are called an RH factor. The one that we care about really is the D antigen. It's called RH because it was first discovered by scientists in the rhesus monkey. So RH is for rhesus. The majority of us in the US are Rh positive, meaning that we have the D antigen. All right, so antibodies or anti-serum of the Rh antigen is going to clump or react with blood in Rh positive people. So my blood type is B positive. So if you are going to take a sample of my blood and you put anti-RH, the antibodies, serum, with my blood, it's going to clump. Now, here's what's different. Unlike our ABO, anti-RH are not spontaneously formed, meaning you're not born with them. Anti-RH antibodies don't naturally happen in our Rh negative people. It has to be triggered first. So if somebody who is Rh negative has never had a blood transfusion or anything, they get Rh positive blood. They're going to be okay the first time. This is also very similar to people who are allergic to bee stings. The first time they get stung, they're probably okay. But here's what happens. The immune system becomes sensitized. Then it starts getting those antibodies. Now, the person's going to be okay because it takes time for the body to start making those antibodies. So similar to the first time somebody gets stung with a bee. The second time and any other time, if you give an Rh negative person Rh positive blood, it's going to be identified as foreign. It's going to react. You're going to get agglutination or rupture. All right. So the most common area that you will see this in the US is with pregnancy. So if you're somebody who's going to be going abroad and practicing or going on a medical mission or Doctors Without Borders or something, you might encounter some of this. You might not have O negative blood. You may only have O positive blood. You kind of have to work with what you've got. And so just knowing that. But here in the US, we're going to deal with a situation with pregnancy. Okay, so the situation is a mom is Rh negative, but the baby is Rh positive. So that's incompatible. Now, for the most part, mom and baby's blood is separate, but not completely. So during the first pregnancy, we have mom, ignore my terrible drawing, and here's her baby belly. I know it looks terrible, but there's mom, here's her baby belly. Mom is Rh negative. Baby is Rh positive. So initially, mom is Rh negative, but she does not have anti-Rh antibodies because she doesn't naturally make them and she hasn't previously been exposed. This is a case in the US. So if mom doesn't have anti-Rh antibodies, everything's going to be okay. Now, what happens when we're giving birth? It is a messy process. So, particularly during birth, in the placenta and such, mom and the baby, their blood is going to mix. Doesn't necessarily have to be a whole lot, but it's going to happen. That is going to make mom sensitive. Okay, so mom's body is now going to start making those anti-RH. Now again, the baby's going to be born. First baby, totally fine. Now, here's what happens. Any second or subsequent pregnancy, here we have mom. Here's her pregnant belly. Mom is RH negative. Now, she does have anti-RH antibodies. Baby here is RH positive. So even in the little bit of blood that's mixing in the placenta and everything, mom's blood attacks the baby's blood. And at best, this is going to result in a fetal hypoxia. Baby's not going to have a lot of blood. They're probably going to need a transfusion. Now, worst case scenario, mom's blood attacks baby's blood and there's a miscarriage. So we don't want that to happen. So what do? There's a shot and it's called RhoGAM. And they will always test the mom. They'll ask for dad's blood type if they know it. But if mom is RH negative, which I'm not, my blood type was B positive. This did not occur to me. But if mom is RH negative, they're going to always go with one of these options. So RhoGAM is usually the most common. That's going to be a shot that's given to mom. And it's technically anti-RH, which sounds kind of crazy. Its job is going to be to destroy those anti-RH antibodies that are in mom's blood. That sounds kind of confusing. This is expensive, but here in the US, that's usually what we do. Now, if that's not an option, either due to cost or availability, so again, if you are not in the US or you're elsewhere, the baby can get in utero blood transfusions to replace the blood. So that can be done. And they'll usually have that on hand, particularly, right after birth. But this is riskier. This is the best option.